Hey, great afternoon, everybody. Okay, listen. This morning's live with my announcement that I'm fully healed raised a lot of questions. Okay, now, a couple of questions I've been asked was, yeah, right, like wine saved your life, or is that really possible? Listen, it wasn't just that. This has been a process for me over the past couple of years to fix this. And it has taken me 12 years to go through the magnitude of it all in order to shed it all and get over it. And I've had to do a lot of stuff in between. Okay? And I've done a lot of inner work. Now, what created my body to get sick anyway was all the negativity that I was carrying. All of the trauma of all of my life that I was carrying with me within my body. And it was locked into my being. Because my subconscious was protecting me from that for a very long time. So, over the years of opening and unshackling myself to certain things, new things came up. And as they came up, I had to fix them. But when you're creating a life that's not good for yourself and dealing with other there's a total imbalance and a total dysfunction. And that's how my life was for a very long time. So I was asked, what was I doing before my car accident? I was studying to be a nurse. I had successfully completed 2 years up to my 4th semester. So I have 1 through 4 semesters out of 6 completed and successful in the nursing program. But when I went into, it was May, after my 4th semester of nursing, that I had that car accident that did that to my immune system. But it was really a time for me to, unshackle myself from all of that inner trauma that I'd been carrying all my life. Okay? It starts from a very young age. Everything that I was everything that I was composed of, like, put it this way, every piece of everything in my life, it becomes a part of your being. Now, it's either healthy or it's not. And there was a lot of stuff that I was carrying with me that was not healthy. So I had to heal that stuff in order to be able to physically heal my body. And yes, it's been a process. So don't just think because I tackled the staff no, this has been a process of inner work. And it's taken a lot of self-analyzation and self-mastery to get to this point. I studied epigenetics. I wanted to know how we could change things. I wanted to, now I've studied the neuro-linguistic programming. I've studied self-mastery. I've studied all kinds of things to evolve out of what I've been living for 12 years. I had a mission to get it done. And, now I'm happy that I was enlightened to when my partner said to me, hey, Tobi, you're a healer. And I didn't realize it. But, yeah, it didn't just happen overnight. So, you guys, I know that it created a lot of questions for you guys today. And I really appreciate the questions. Send them my way. But it wasn't just the wine. This has been a process of unshackling trauma from my inner being, which initially made me sick. Okay? And those are things that were put there not by my doing. But I had to deal with them and I had to heal from them. And I could no longer excuse my life being the way it was because of what was inflicted on me as a child or growing up or anything like that. So the healing actually comes from acceptance and clearing all of that stuff. Okay? And doing the inner work and learning about myself and unleashing all of this toxicity that my body was holding within its own self and within its being. So I had to get my thinking right. I had to get my eating right. I had to get my, my spiritual practices right. And I had to master myself. Yes, I get thrown by life just as much as everybody else does. But if I've mastered myself to the point that I could heal myself right now, then it's only good things to come. Because I refuse to carry a low vibe. A low vibe produces negativity in your body. When you have all these hormonal impacts and you don't deal with things, well, you store that stuff You store everything. Okay, so you either deal with it in a good way or a bad way. For a long time, I didn't know how to deal with it in a good way. But I learned to. And that's what helped me heal. So for all of you guys that thought that or wanted to throw some stuff my way about thinking it was just the wine, no, it's not just the wine. It's about going and healing all the trauma in my life that made me sick to begin with. And I couldn't heal my physical body until I went back and healed everything that was comprised in it. Simple. And that takes years of work. Well, it did for me. Like I said, I've gone through 12 years of hell to get to this point, but I'm healed now. So yeah, it was well worth it. All right? So yeah, you guys have questions and I really appreciate them. But like I said, I did a lot of self-mastery stuff in order to reach this point. I didn't just wake up one morning healed. It doesn't work like that. Okay? It takes a lot of grueling effort and a lot of unconditional love for yourself, no matter what, and a lot of reflection time and taking a look at your own being. And that's exactly what I had to do. How could I fix myself if I can't look at myself? Honestly. Can't stay stuck looking at what everybody else is doing. Because nobody else is in my skin saving my ass. Simple. So, what did I do? I focused on getting better. Every single day. Small changes. Didn't matter what people were telling me. All of the people telling me, oh, I'd never accomplish what I've done right now. They're not in my skin. Maybe they couldn't do it, but I know I could. And that's why I did it. That's why I can sit here today and say that I'm healed. Seriously. This stuff has been afflicting me for years. 12 years. No longer. So I appreciate you guys sending me the remarks and the comments and everything personally that you did today. And the questions especially. Because no, it wasn't just drinking wine and killing the staff that turned my life around. It was, like I said before, fixing all of the trauma that my life was comprised of. And fixing the hating myself. And fixing the blaming myself. And fixing the shaming myself. And fixing the denying myself, which I did for years. Years. So that's what I fixed. You know, remove the toxins from my body. Remove the way of life that was no longer healthy for me. Remove the things in my life that no longer served me any purpose. Simple. Okay? So, I appreciate you guys coming at me skeptical, saying that, oh, wine can't heal you. No, it wasn't the wine that healed me. It was all of the inner work and my devotion to myself and putting myself first for the first time in my life. And rewriting the trauma story of my life into something from that I acquire so much learning and wisdom from. And removing the emotional charge. And understanding the flow of what's really going on. And figuring out the energies that I'm feeling. Hey, I have mastered myself. I've healed. Simple. I can do anything. Because I can say from the doctors giving me a rough average of 3 months and now I'm looking at 30 years, I can say I can do anything. Simple. And so can you. Right? It's small things. It's a lot of little small things. Simple choices that you can make for yourself. You know? And even with all the great news, I had even more great news that yes, my body's still shedding pounds too because it's working right now. It's working right for the first time in a long time. So everything else is going to fix itself. Okay? And I'm very grateful for that. But it took a lot of work. And you can't heal yourself or change your life or fix yourself if you cannot take a look at yourself. Seriously. Keep the good stuff about you. Learn about yourself. Because there's really no good and bad of anything. It's all for learning. So learn about yourself enough to know what's making you sick. I had to figure that out for myself, and I knew it was the trauma of my life. So I fixed it. Okay? Simple. I fixed it. I don't see who's out there, but you know what? Whoever sent that care, I love you, and I appreciate you. But I really want people to understand that they are power. They are greatness. There's nothing greater outside of them than the power of their soul. And when I harnessed that, and I did all of my shadow work and my shedding and my dark nights of the soul and my everything that I had to get through to even get a chance at healing, I could have easily just walked away. Drowned all of that and everything else that I'd numbed myself with for years. But no, I had to hit that head on and tackle that. And I did that. And I'm healed now. Simple. So I encourage you all today to take a good look at what you believe about yourselves to be. Because whatever you believe yourself to be, that is what it is. Seriously. So you got to think good things about yourself, and you got to say good things about yourself, and you got to be loving to yourself and loving to others, because then you're in your truest alignment with your own nature. I know it's fueling my existence. It's unconditional love, an infinite unconditional love. This energy is the power of the all-knowing. Everything ever manifested, the knowledge of it, it lies within that. So how could I not find the answers that I need? If I listen to the guidance of my soul, I will seek out anything that I need for my experience. Simple. Okay? I really encourage you guys to stay in alignment with your souls. And if you're not, well, get back in tune with that. So disrupt your belief systems, disrupt the way that you live, disrupt things that don't feel good to you. You don't have to keep that stuff. Took me 12 years to get through it all. But hey, I've done it. Today I feel free. For the first time in a long time. Why? Because this is the first day that I wake up after 12 years of struggling with this stuff that I know that I'm free of it. So it's like I just unshackled myself to what has been keeping me shackled to a serious health for a long time. Okay, so it wasn't just the wine. But yeah, the staph infection was real and everything was real. But now this goes deeper. The healing is on a deeper level. And I'm really content with that. So I encourage you all today and every day to put yourselves first and love yourselves unconditionally. Don't pick yourselves apart. And don't say you love certain things about yourself and don't love other things about yourself. Love yourself unconditionally, wholly. Every single thing about yourself. It's all assets of who you are. Okay? Seriously, because if I had not had to be the fighter all my life to get up to this point, I would have never fought through and successfully overcome all of those struggles and to sit here now and say, yes, I've healed. But now that I know that I've healed, with that, I will go forward lovingly. Because honestly, I've been given a second chance, and a third chance, and a fourth chance, and a fifth chance at this point to get it right. So I am about to have the greatest days of my life. And I know that because I worked for them. All right? You guys can have that too. You don't have to be shackled to anything that's inflicting you. All right? If you need help, reach out. But I wish you all love. Love for yourselves, love for people around you, and love for your life. Because without that love for life, or love for yourself, or love for people, I would really hate to see you in a situation where your life was on the line and your time was limited, and see what you do with that. See what I'm saying? Okay. I love you all. Get the most out of your days. All right? Tomorrow's not promised to you. So, love and light. Put yourselves first. I love you all. Peace. Oh, and you know what? If you guys have any questions or specific things that I use, because I used a lot of things. Okay? I used clearing my lymphatic system. Okay? My drainage system. I used frequencies. I used meditation. I used positive reinforcement. I used epigenetics. I changed my DNA. I rewired my neural pathways. I self-mastered. Okay? I unlearned in order to relearn, in order to free myself and then heal. Yeah, it takes work. But there's nothing more important than my well-being for myself. So, I love y'all. Have a great day. Peace. If you need help, reach out.